Hey guys, if you are live today and streaming, you can actually see that the pressure is increasing or decreasing. Yes, it is increases. Yeah. So I don't know whether Mutise really understood the weight of the case he brought to the parliament, because I'm watching and I'm seeing him waning under the weight of the discussions. Now, actually, the lawyers that Gachagua brought on board are not joking. They seem to have researched and they have every details of different pages of the documents available to them. Now, you heard about the aspect of shareholding and how the document signed by Kindiki himself and involving the partners in this company called Kenya actually are involved in the entire thing. Now, you also saw the aspect of revealing secrets, and it is clear that even when you look at the director of security, there are cases in which he talked about what the citizen did not know, and he revealed some things too. And more and more is unraveling. Now, what I understand here is that before you bring a case before anybody, you need to be keen. Now, I can see on streaming live KBC, so many comments coming from the citizens, some of them saying Ruto will just make sure impeachment goes on. Some are saying Mutise run through the next door and go out to the streets. Some are saying Sudi, come and take your classmate. Hey, oh my God, I wonder what I would do if it were me. But politics is not a game for a child. It's not kindergarten, by the way. So, I want to play a clip because I've just been taking the live stream, some parts of this Senate live, and I'm seeing things are very hot actually. So let's see some part of it, and I'll be breaking in and talking, and make comments where you can. Comment, bro. Comment, sis. And anybody, whether you are in Kenya or outside, comment.
Taxpayers' money. Indeed. The question is how it uses it. Yes. It borrows money and taxes. Yes. This program is run by the Deputy President's office. Yes. So all I am asking is a program run by the Deputy President where 52% does not go to the region it comes from. Is that likely to cause ethnic hatred? Is that discrimination? That's my question to you. No, it is not. Thank you very much. Go with me now to another area. Go with me to page 410. Page 410? Yes, 410. Honorable Mutise. Yes, Council. You have said that the Deputy President acted beneath his office and violated his oath of office by criticizing the Director General of the National Intelligence Service. Yes. In public. Yes. And you say that is a terrible thing. Yes. It's the worst thing a Deputy President can do. Yes. Okay. Now, if you go with me to the constitutional provisions that deal with not the National Security Council, National Security, Article 238. Please read, if you will, Article 239. Do you have the Constitution there with you? I do not have at the moment. I will lend you mine. Please read Article 239, sub-article 3. 239, sub-article 3, National Security Organs. In performing their functions and exercising their powers, national security organs and every member of the national security organs shall not act in a partisan manner, further any interest of a political party or cause, or prejudice a political interest or political cause that is legitimate under this Constitution. Thank you. And so if a senior member of any security agency were to, if you could have back my Constitution, if a senior member or any member really of any security agency were to engage in that activity, that would be unconstitutional. Indeed. It would be worthy of criticism. Indeed.
Now, Mr. Mutise, you are a lawyer and a leader in this country. Are you familiar with Kenya's first director of intelligence, Mr. James Kanyotu?
Mr. James Kanyotu, I have heard much about him.
That is how Gachagua did it just before he presented his documents. And I think these learned friends hey, must have been the ones that drilled him. Everybody was asking, Nani amechanua Gachagua? Now I can see the people behind him. My goodness. Okay, so Mutise, you have a hard task. You have a hard task. I've just been checking the few minutes and I can see you are really sweating. You are struggling. You can't even imagine what to do. Why didn't you get some people also to drill you before you came here? Anyway, Kenyans or the audience that are watching, how are you finding this? Because for me, the emoji that I sent there was run, Mirife, run, Murife, run. I can't wait. Yeah, so you can actually see from this grilling, if anything will come out to actually suppress Gachagua, you will be happy that at least the representation was not shaming. Yeah, so let's proceed to watch the next grilling. And I'll keep breaking parts and parts. So support me, watch what we are doing. And I hope that you can actually see what it means by taking somebody to court. Before you can actually understand on the grounds on which we'll argue and what has been happening around. You can imagine he does not even know about the articles, some documents, whatever IMF bank sent to Kenya and all that. So the claims that Gachagua had been backing up the youth, the Gen Z who went to the Senate, must be a claim that is not actually true. The other claim that he revealed secrets, from what I'm seeing, it is not actually an illegal act. And so many things that we can see. Now I can see the prediction by Manyara, and I also watched who had predicted that actually there is no case here to answer. But you can never know. Kenya is Kenya, and anything can happen. Yeah, so let's continue watching and see.
Are you familiar with a saga in Kenya called the Golden Bag Commission?
Yes, I am familiar with the Golden Bag Commission.
Was Mr. Kanyotu brought before the commission to explain his role in that commission and his role in that saga?
But not when he was in office.
I'm asking, was he brought there?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much. You're familiar with the former director of intelligence called Brigadier Gachagua'S?
Yes, indeed.
During the Waki Commission, there was Brigadier Gachagua'S called to give evidence before the Waki Commission to explain the role of the security agencies in post-election violence.
Yes, in a commission.
He was summoned.
In a commission, summoned by a commission.
A public commission.
Public commission.
Yes.
That was formed pursuant to the laws of Kenya.
Okay. Number 6. Now, you're with me at page 410.
410, yes.
You can see that is a newspaper article.
Yes.
What is the headline?
This is on the face of it.
It can only be on the face of it, Mr. Mutise. We don't need to use extra adjectives to explain obvious things. What does it say?
Guys, I've been forced kukula and easy. And take some tea. Things are very hot. So you've actually heard what the grilling in court is. It's not a joke. And when you're taking to the national platform because of such a case, you need to be very careful. So let's keep watching and see what will come up. But actually, things are bleak on the side of Mutise. Maybe things will turn out otherwise, but as for me, hey, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting.
Ruto, I was locked out of Security Council meeting 3 years ago.
Thank you. What is the date of that article at page 410? It's on the extreme right.
This is on 7th of July.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go to page 411.
Page 4?
11.
Yes.
Please read that article in full.
UDA presidential candidate William Ruto on Thursday said he was excluded from attending the National Security Council meeting 3 years ago. The National Security Council brings together the President, Deputy President, Defense, Foreign Affairs, and Internal Security Cabinet Secretaries, the Attorney General, Chief of Defense Forces, the Director of National Intelligence Service. Ruto made the revelations while explaining his take on the ongoing extrajudicial killings in the country.
Stop right there. When you played your video, you said that the problem was that the Deputy President had discussed issues of security at a time when we were having what were called the Gen Z protests. Is that correct or not?
That is one of the problems.
That's one of the issues.
Yes.
Now, the Minister for Interior was before the National Assembly last week, I believe it was, or the other week.
Yes.
And said that 42 people died during those protests. You recall?
I do not have that, but we take it as you put it.
He said 132 people are missing.
Okay.
Are you aware that cases have been filed in court, including one where the Inspector General of Police was cited for contempt over allegations that the security agencies were abducting Kenyans?
I am aware of the matters in court.
Are you aware that during these protests, property of immense value was lost?
Yes, I am aware.
Did the President of the Republic of Kenya dismiss his entire cabinet as a consequence of those protests?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Are you aware, as a member of parliament, that the World Bank and the IMF, as early as January 2024, sent a document to the government, a public document available on the website, indicating that the introduction of the reforms in the Finance Bill 2024 would lead to protests? Are you aware of that?
I am not aware.
Now, if the World Bank and the IMF had warned the government in January 2024 that there would be protests, what should a responsible government have done in the intervening period?
The government is not on trial. Regarding Gachagua'S,
that is not my question. My question was, what should a responsible government and security agencies have done?
Mutise. Now, Mutise is avoiding some questions, as you can actually see. And I don't know whether that is a tactic of lawyers. Sometimes they evade the questioner, they omit, they practice omission instead of commission. So here we are. And as we keep watching, I think I'm taking some lessons. A lot of lessons. I don't know about you. What do you get from this?
I can't tell because I am not part of them. I'm not in the executive.
I see. Let's go back to the article at page 411. There is a sentence beginning at the same time. Start there.
At page 411, at the same time, the DP also revealed that Director of the National Intelligence Service no longer picks up his calls. This, he said, has made him unable to play a key role in ensuring an end to the judicial killings in the country, as well as the runaway insecurity in some parts of the country.
Stop right there. Go to page 412.
Page 412.
In the middle, there is a sentence beginning with the words, he reiterated.
He reiterated that the remarks he made in a campaign rally in Moyale, that he will ensure...
Read, finish.
That will ensure end to extrajudicial killings.
So, the Deputy President at the time is criticizing the entire National Security Council and even disclosing, and Kenyans didn't know this, that the Director of National Intelligence no longer picked up his calls, and this is being made at a rally in Moyale. Between that and the Deputy President addressing a national crisis that was foreseen, please explain to me what the difference between those two situations is.
there is a huge difference. Number one, he begins by saying he has been locked out of National Security Council meetings. Honorable Gachagua'S has not said that he has been locked from National Security Council meetings. Number two, he goes ahead and says the Director General of the National Intelligence Service no longer picks his calls. Mr. Gachagua'S does not say the Director General of the National Intelligence Service no longer picks his calls.
I see, but they're talking about the Director of National Intelligence.
And our case is that...
And they're discussing things the public don't know yet. Correct? Yes or no, Mr. Mutuse?
The context is...
No, yes or no, Mr. Mutuse?
Is distinguishable.